Hello, this is Harwin from SG Wolf. This is kind of a topic that happens that a lot of people join MLMs and network marketing and those kind of things. And not all MLMs are bad, but this is something what they do I don't like. So that's why I want to speak about this. So a lot of times when people are trying to build their networks in MLM and recruiting people, and when they recruit new people here, what they do is they ask the person who has joined. So the person who has joined is also in kind of a desperate state. They maybe need money, they don't have a job, those kind of things. And the people in MLM, they kind of, that is the target market that they kind of focus on. So it's kind of filled with them. And what they do is those trainers, I think the people who are above there, what they say downline, those kind of things, they tell them, okay, you have, do you know people, do you have any leads? And I've been in the pitch once, so I know how to exactly what to say. So what they ask you is, how many people do you know? And maybe person says two or three or four, maybe people who they regularly hang out on lunch. And the other thing that they ask is, okay, do you know any people from school? Do you know anyone from college? Do you know any relatives? Do you know this, that, all kind of things? Who even you, maybe you played something football with, maybe you played cricket with when you were a kid, and maybe when we were in a play, maybe you may know them, and those maybe they were in your society. And they just think, put all those things, and counting all these people. Yes, yes, they have acquaintances from a lot of people. And this all happened before the time of social media. So I think they might have changed, but this is kind of the basic strategy of how they go. And they say, okay, 100 people here. They assume, okay, so out of those, just call everyone up and say you want to meet them in person, you want to hang out. And there are also people who are actually not so good with sales, and or maybe uh, how prospecting and how negotiation works. So those kind of people all of a sudden just call all their friends and relatives and people who they went to school with, and they just ask them to meet. And they tell them to buy their products. And sometimes people will refuse, and sometimes out of guilt and those kind of things, people might buy their products, or maybe they feel bad for you, or maybe somebody might buy it because of you, because they know you. So that is fine for one time sale, but and it is okay if they're doing it, but the thing is, this is no way to build a business. This is no way to build your business or tell people how to build a businesses. This is not sales, this is not marketing. This is just using guilt to converting it to money, using your social capital or your social standing or whatever value that you've achieved over the years, and cashing it out, so that you get some kind of money, and those people who sell those products, they also get some money. The average person that gets into these LLMs and those kind of schemes, they don't make much money. And the statistics is, the maybe I heard somewhere that a reputed company, I won't name the names, but they make an average of maybe $7 per person. So maybe like it's around 500 rupees here in India. So that's all. They don't make much money. The point is, most of them in MLMs, they don't work much money. I'm not kind of discouraging you from joining. Some companies might be good, are good, but if they kind of tell you these kind of tactics, they obviously don't know what they're talking about. So it can be good in the sense, in theory. I'll tell you how it is. It is good if it works. So if you're doing prospecting, you have to find people who are actually good in that, actually interested in those products, not your friends or relatives and family and those kind of people. So if you already have a network of people who are into cricket, and maybe you are a cricketer, or have a crowd with them, have a crowd of people that are into it, and you know them personally for a longer time. If you promote something related to that, that is good. It's kind of affiliate marketing, but on offline basis, on a retail basis, kind of, on not a retail but on offline basis. So, or maybe you have a lot of people who are into vitamins. If you're maybe selling gym memberships, or if you're a trainer, you have a lot of people that you know who follow your advice, and you they look up to you for what kind of supplements should they buy. And those kind of environments, yes, if you sell those supplements, or maybe those protein shakes or whatever, if it works, that is important. If you also use it, if it is something that is good for them, if you promote that, that is fine. That is good use of this MLM and those kind of schemes, if done right. But this is not the way. If there's someone who is new into this MLM schemes, first they should teach them how about lead generation, how they can do their own leads, do prospecting, and build a business. Because they cannot build a business out of calling their old relatives and using guilt to have them buy something. This is just used for a quick cash, but it's not good in the long term. The other thing is maybe those those MLM people, what they're doing, they should actually teach people some good skills on maybe selling, prospecting, and closing, and those kind of things, so that they can actually go out and maybe cold call or approach people directly and sell those products, instead of this kind of pathetic thing that they do of just cashing in on all their social value that they've accumulated over the years, and guilting people and those kind of things. And what happens is, the other thing is, sales and this kind of, it's a lonely profession. It is something that most of the people who are there, they don't have many friends to begin with, because the nature of this profession. And if you're kind of taking that also away from them, it's you're doing something bad. Because it is sometimes those kind of people, they need some kind of emotional support and friends and those kind of things in their life. And if you teach them that cashing in on them, it is good for your product, it's kind of makes them not have many friends at the end of the day. So there's also a dark aspect of it, that the kind of done in MLMs and those kind of network marketing things. And the other thing, if you're getting it anyway, research the product here, how it is, if it has competition or not. Even if you're joining some kind of those of networks, you should be knowing about the niche, so that you know what is good or bad. So I'll give you an example. I won't be able to name it, but a lot of times, if you're into bodybuilding, a lot of bodybuilders, they don't like soy protein. So soy protein is something that it goes on with girls, or maybe because there's certain kind of crowd, vegans and those kind of people, that are into this. But a lot of times, bodybuilders and people who are into sports, they don't rely the soy kind of proteins. So if you are into selling those kind of health drinks or something here, and if it has soy, if you don't know about the market, it might be something that you're doing something that you don't do. So you should know about the market before you get into it, and how people know about this. So that is the discussion for any other day. But that's all. Be aware of this. And this is, if you do, I'm not saying MLM is bad, but if you're doing it, do it good, do it like a business, like a professional thing. That is fine. This is how it works. And those kind of things also give those industries a bad name and a bad rep. And society thinks that when someone is into it, they all just kind of sell their relatives and those kind of things. So it is bad for their image too. They think they should stop doing it if they are doing it still. So that's all. This is Harwin from SE World signing out.